Hi, my name is Julianne. I am a mixed media artist, and I'm here today to kind of talk about art inspiration and what I'm inspired to make art and what's my inspiration. So this is kind of my introductory of kind of how to find inspiration and how to go about it. Today, I'm going to kind of show you my YouTube channel that you can subscribe as well. As well as I'm going to start making a lot of different videos on art and how to, start a sticker business, as well as anything that has to do with art. And hopefully I'll be really consistent on YouTube so you guys can have a good look at it. As well as I will be showing you my Pinterest board, my Etsy store, and my TikTok page. I'm not going to show all of my TikTok page, but I'm just kind of show you my the Pinterest, and as well as my Etsy store. As well as later on in my video, I'm going to be showing you on some books that I find inspiration from, as well as my binder of lots of different kinds of inspiration that I find and kind of draw into. And I've also have my journal planner that I've used to kind of find inspiration and do as well. And lastly, I'm going to also tell you what kind of upcoming things I'm going to do in terms of YouTube videos and TikTok live videos. And as well, I have a new thing I'm going to be doing to kind of show you how to do as well, because I've just learned how to do it. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So this is my YouTube channel. You can come and check it out. My name is Julianne, and this is my last name, Rickman. You can always check it out. And this is my live YouTube channel. And right now I don't have many videos. I just have a rice cooker video. I try teaching people how to cook sometimes too. So you can check out my TikTok page for that. So right now I want to show you my Etsy page. This is my Etsy page. It's called Vibes and More. That's kind of my my store, my business I'm running right now. I'm hoping to get a little more bigger on my business right now, but that's going to be waiting to come. Anyways, so I sell a variety of things. What's going to be really new and upcoming from my store that I'm going to upload is what's called like a designer boxes. And they're like very tiny little boxes that are designed. And I kind of show them on live video on TikTok. I'm hoping to put them on the Etsy store. And as well as some jewelry that I make on my own, and I kind of sell them as well on the side. I've gotten customers here and there, but my business is starting to roll a little bit. So with that, these are all the different kinds of stickers that I sell. I sell many different kinds, from all the way to love to kittens and everything. So you can come and check it out if you like, but today is not really my spiel on my Etsy store. Just kind of want to show you, so if you ever do want to check it out, you can. My Pinterest, so this is where we're going to start off. So one of the biggest things I emphasize with art is, if you really want to find inspiration for your art, my highly recommendation for everyone who's starting out as an artist is to go on Pinterest. Now, many people are like, oh, Pinterest is very old and everything. Oh, this is kind of a little boring. Some and others may think that, Pinterest is awesome. I believe that Pinterest is very resourceful. And I say this because this is actually my inspirational board. And so what I find inspiration is color. So one of my biggest things is colors. One of my biggest things I love to see. Nature is my other big influence in terms of inspiration. As well as cactuses, plants. Like I said, a lot of it is just nature. And you can always check this out on my Pinterest board. I have a lot of different things that people do, or, basically see, on Pinterest. Sometimes I just put nails and hair, and many people would ask, is that inspiration? It is. So if you can kind of see, like, her hair is very, very nice, and I love it. But you can use that kind of color in your own art, and it's really, really cool. And as well as, like, this person's nails over here, you can use that color in your art. And so I've kind of just find color is my main source of inspiration, as well as anyone else who's doing art. Sometimes I do dresses, like people who make fashion designs. I get color and design from that inspiration. And what I do is I basically look to see what are people doing, what are people showing online. And one of the biggest things is like quotes I see online. They're really cute. A lot of these quotes are actually phone backgrounds, and they're very, very cool. So a lot of these I have on my Pinterest or phone backgrounds. They have quotes. Now, quotes are very nice because they give you a lot of inspiration. I may use some of these quotes in my own house. I just moved into my own house, my first house I just bought. And I love it. I love it, and I love that I was able to do that for myself. So anyways, this is something you could check out on your own, but I figure you can always check it out. It's the same thing, Julianne Rickman, and you can always check it out. I have 16 followers, 10 following. I'm following 10 people. So you can always check it out. Right now it's not very popular, but I'm getting some followers here and there. So if you always want to check it out, you can. By the way, I did make that eye. That was hand-drawn. So yeah, you can always check out my Pinterest boards. I have a lot of different ideas, different kinds of, like I have a self-care board, etc. So you guys could check these out at any time or point. Anyways, so with that, I have a few books that I highly recommend anyone who wants to find inspiration, who are in that artist block and would like to know more about art inspiration. So one of my highly recommended books is In Her Studio. So this book actually has a lot of inspiration from a lot of people who create their own studio. But if you kind of look inside the book, this artist whose name is Susan Nethorick, she actually has really cute background. So this is actually something that you can use in terms of art inspiration. You can see like the colors, oh my gosh, there's a plant there. You can kind of like self-portrait vase there. There's like a lot of different ideas you can use. There's different kinds of like my top 10 favorite art supplies, and you can use those in your art. Now, what I like to do in this kind of book, I kind of write things that I have inspiration from this book. So one of the things I have is you can write your own story how you got into art, or you can start a group or take classes. Another quote I find here is, with many indoor plants and books, crystals laying around, it's my space that feels wonderful, a creative cocoon that I can mold and shape according to my purpose. And this actually is these quotes are actually from the same artist. So Susan Nethorick. And you can actually get this book at Barnes & Noble. You can also get it at your local bookstore. And so I put right next to it, it said, create a space that's yours. And so I kind of summarized it and kind of said to myself, well, I'm going to create a space that's mine. As well as I kind of got inspiration from her art supplies, so I may use some of those. It's always good to have this book as a reference because you can keep it and you can say, well, I really like that painting that this artist drew. This is also the same artist that we just talked about. And she painted something very beautiful here. So what I like to draw from this is the colors she uses from her painting. And so this is stuff that you can do yourself. It's very, very cool to kind of go through all this. Like I said, I kind of make my own quotes here and kind of like write in the book. I also have if I have too many ideas, I write it in a sticky note and kind of put it next to it. So this is all a really good book. I highly recommend it. They have like a whole series of it. Unfortunately, it's going out of business. So with that, if you want to find a book just like this, you can find it in your Barnes & Nobles, on eBay. I highly recommend eBay for this. And as well as you can go on Google and just Google search it to try to see if you can shop online for it. So this is a very good book series. It has many series, but I have about 3 of her books so far and have not finished it yet because it's really good. I like to take my time. So this is just one book I highly recommend. The next book I want to kind of show you is another magazine. It's called Simple Things, Taking the Time to Live Well by Thrive. Now, this is many, many different things. So Simple Things magazine is a big magazine where it kind of shows you different kinds of art, but also, as well as it's more of a self-care book. But what I like to do is I like to go in. As you can see, there's like yarn and a very cute color. And I see like plants here. There's like a nice quote that you can use. Of course, like there's kind of like recipes for like food in here a little bit. So some of it is kind of food driven. And then they have like a nice quote with a background in it. So this right here is another art inspiration book. It's called Simple Things. You can get this at your local bookstore. I like to do is that sometimes it has sometimes it has like pages in here that you can rip out and you can do stuff with it. Sometimes they'll have like advertisements in here, so you can kind of go through this on your own and kind of just see what other people are doing. So this is another book I recommend for anyone who would like to do art inspired things, or who would like to, kind of stuck in their art. So that's another book I recommend. The next book is my final book I recommend to everyone. And this one is called Origin. Now, it's called basically creativity, home, and wellness. And it's all about different kinds of topics. But the one biggest thing I like about this book is color. I'm color driven, so I love this kind of brightness. And so I'm going to show you a page that's kind of brighted. Like, when I looked at the magazine, I was like, man, what kind of magazine is this? It's like really powering and the covers like pop at you. So like this is very cool looking. And it kind of tells you different things that are like thankful for the bad jobs, great advice I received, the 411. So some of these are kind of magazine driven. And so these are kind of things that they kind of talk about in the magazine. But one of the biggest things I like about this magazine, it's art inspired. So a lot of these are kind of like interior decorating inspiration, and some of it has like color that's very popping looking. I almost remember this magazine is really relative to the Color Museum in Chicago. And this kind of reminds me of this. So when I look at this. So this is one of the biggest things that I recommend that you get one of these magazines. You don't have to buy the whole series. You can just buy one if you like, or you can buy the whole thing if you want. This is a book I found on Barnes & Noble. And you can actually get it online if you'd like. It's called Origin, Creative Home and Wellness. And it's by the Miranda Pleasance. So that's the author for this magazine. So these are 3 magazines I recommend. You can always buy these online, and they're very, very, very cool in terms of art inspiration. So my next thing I'm going to start on is I'm going to kind of show you what I use for my art inspiration. So one of the biggest things I use is, I've gotten so big on it, it's ridiculous. I've got a art binder that I use now. Now before I used to use a a folder to kind of put things that look like they're art inspired. I used to use sketchbooks, and then it got too big to the point where I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna put all of it in a binder. So that's what I did. Some of these things I made myself. Some of them are just things I saw or made. So I'm going to kind of show you some things that I've done in the past. So one of the things is, this is actually, it's kind of like a palette paper that you use to put your paint on while you're painting. So while I was painting in one of my art classes a long time ago, I decided, well, this is very, very cool colors, and I love it. So I decided that once it dried, I kept it. So that's one of the things I decided to keep. Sometimes I just draw some things or paint during my art classes a long time ago, and I kind of used all those things. I'm trying to see if another piece that you can see. Some of these are just drawings. Other things are, one of the most inspirative websites I recommend, another one is Canva. So I actually printed this flyer, and this is not an actual flyer that an event or whatever. This is a flyer that I just made, kind of just things I liked. And it's actually 2 birds on it, if you can kind of see it. And it has like a Daytona Beach kind of theme, and like a summer party beach. this is kind of my inspiration. I like everything ocean, city, different kinds of coloring. So this is kind of my inspirational thing. What I've also done too, sometimes it may help you too, and to kind of organize your thoughts. So if you can kind of see over here, I've taken like scraps of like different kinds of paper, and I kind of make notes, and I staple them on a piece of paper so that way I can kind of see, okay, I want to use this as textures. Mostly use newspaper, but I'm not sure. So like different things like that. I've also done is I took this picture up here of a barn, if you can kind of see it here, and it's very, very cool looking. I like the picture of the barn because, so this may seem kind of weird, but it's actually very helpful. So I saw a picture of a woman who was very inspired of different things on her profile picture on Facebook. So I was inspired because I said I'm bored, I am not inspired at all, and I'm like stuck. So I decided just to go with one of my friends on Facebook, click on her profile picture, and then pick a random person on her friends list that I could find inspiration from. So lo and behold, she knew a friend, I think it was a friend of hers, who was really inspired by farm life. So she liked barns, she liked landscaping. One of the biggest things I've seen on her profile was, another one was maybe some cornfields. And I saw a lot, and one of the biggest things she likes is fireplaces. So when I saw her profile, I said, this is great inspiration. And that's one of the biggest things I like. I saw that and I said, that's perfect inspiration for my art. And so that's what I did. I created a really beautiful art piece with this, but I'm still in the progress of making it. So one day I'll show you guys through YouTube. Sometimes you can cut out magazines. I find magazines are very helpful. Too, you don't necessarily have to keep the magazines that you buy. You can cut them out and then just simply, throw them away and use it for your art. I've also done is I actually traced a lot of this stuff my early art years. So I kept it for art inspiration. Sometimes I make notes of things. Sometimes I did like really funny drawings when I was younger. And I did like another dress here. So really it's up to you guys how you want to do your art inspiration. I'm a lot older now, so my pictures of my drawings I did a long time ago are pretty old. Sometimes I do sticky notes to leave here to kind of do some things. So this is my own art binder. And there's a lot more to go through here, but I'm just going to kind of show you the main thing I want to show you here. So one of the biggest things I recommend is, I don't know if you guys been to the paint store. And so the paint store, I'm going to move over here for a second. So the paint store has very, very cool palettes. And sometimes Hobby Lobby has very nice stuff too. So Hobby Lobby used to do where they used to hang these on the edge of whatever you can, like projects you can make. And this is actually a really cool thing that I liked a lot. Like I like the color and like kind of the rustic kind of feel. And so I said, this is beautiful kind of like paint and everything that I liked from this picture. And my favorite thing I like is botanical things too. So I found this and I thought, I'm going to save it so that way I can kind of make another art piece from it. And you can do this with any of the things you find from Hobby Lobby that they used to post, but I don't think they do this anymore. But you could see if your local Hobby Lobby hangs these things for different projects you can make. Also, I highly recommend you visit like a Home Depot or Lowe's to get kind of like those paint ideas, because you can kind of see some inspiration for yourself. And lastly, just kind of bring everything together so you have something that you can look at every day and kind of think of, okay, what is my next inspiration? I have a problem where I get kind of a lot of artist block. So my thing is I make this binder to help me out in those books as well. So let me show you the next thing I'm going to have to show you. All right. So I have this. This is actually, so I bought this planner in 2023. And I was going to use it for a planner, but an artist like me, it's very, very hard not to make it into a journal. Not mean like diaries or anything like that, an art journal. And so I just couldn't, like, by the time it was like the second month into using my planner, I was just like, I can't do it anymore. I got to make it into a journal planner. So I did. And it actually turned out a little more of a journal than a planner, but I couldn't resist. So unfortunately, this turned into a very, well, fortunately and unfortunately, it turned out a very, very cool planner and a journal. So I'm going to start from the beginning, but one of the biggest pieces I'm going to show you is some of these are kind of like random drawings or whatever, but I'm going to fast forward to the ones that really were successful. So one of these, I actually did like kind of like an ocean theme with some cats in it. I used a lot of stickers for this, but what's really fun part is that if you are a sticker person like me, which I am going to do a video about how to do stickers soon, or how to make your own stickers to sell them. I highly recommend if you ever do want to do something like this, you could always, you can always buy your stickers from Shein. A lot of people don't know that. Shein and as well as Temu has very nice stickers for journaling and supplies. So if you ever do want to kind of do some journaling or like kind of go into the journaling realm, I highly recommend those two places. Hobby Lobby is nice, but they're very high end and expensive. But Shein and Temu is pretty cheap. So if you go into those places, they have good quality stuff. So like I said, this was supposed to be a planner, but it didn't turn out that way. So I was pretty mad. I was like, oh, why another journal? So I'm sorry. I like journals. So some of these are kind of stickers I found on the internet, and I just kind of placed them on here. I made this myself. Some of these I made myself. This was actually my birthday. So I love blue a lot. So I decided to make a kind of like a paradise blue thing for my birthday. So this was like in 2022. So what you don't know is the planner is 2023. But what I did is I actually made this for 2 years. So every planner I have and every like planner journal I have, I use this planner for 2 whole years. And then after that, then I just, not use it anymore. And I kind of save it or throw it away if it was not as good. But this one I like to save because there's a lot more pages on the bottom I can use for something else. So another piece I'm going to show you what I really like is another ocean piece. But the really cool part about Shein and Temu is that they have lots of neat stickers like this. This is actually a kind of like, a flower kind of paradise with like the mountains. And I was going to actually put this water right here, so I'm not quite finished with this part. The really cool part about doing journaling is you can always make a mistake and you can come back and fix it. One of the biggest things I've learned doing this is I made a huge mistake one time doing something on a journal page, and I was just like, no, I messed up. So I ripped it. I basically put, something over it, like a really cool thing that you can use to kind of replace the mistake you made. Like let's say if it's a big mistake, you can do is place that sticker paper that you can get from Hobby Lobby, and you can put it right on top of this, and then you get to start all over. So that's a really cool part about journaling. So this one's a flower garden, and it has like some kind of like a gate, kind of like a fence here with some beautiful flowers and women sitting down and seeing the flowers. So these are different themes I've done in the past. Some of them are just kind of like to-do things I got to get done, but I'm going to fast forward. This one is actually not done. So this one is one of the things I've done. Like I said, I use stickers, but I did some metallic watercolors here. Very cool. So this is something I'm still working on. And then what I did too is that I didn't use my Happy Planner all the way back in 2021. I bought one and I didn't use it. Halfway through, I left it on the ground. So what I did is I felt really bad because I said, man, I just wasted a good planner. So then what I did is I took out the pages that were really cute and I added onto this planner. So planner journal. And then I'm going to see, I'm going to fast forward. This is more stickers that I placed to kind of at random. Some of it turned out well, some of it didn't. This is something else I made. Very, very cool. Some of it I drew myself. Some of them I kind of add stickers to it. The background right here is the watercolor. And you can actually purchase metallic watercolors from Temu, TJ Maxx. The one I got was from TJ Maxx. My favorite, So my favorite movie is The Count of Monte Cristo. And The Count of Monte Cristo is awesome. Cool, huh? So this is my inspired thing for Count of Monte Cristo. So as you can see, I've made a lot of different themes, a lot of different kinds of art. I'm just going to kind of go through it now, show you what I've done. I did a Cinderella theme, kind of like a bus stop. One of my famous things I like to do is kind of just do a collage. So I did a collage of everything around here. As you can see, I'm inspired by color, as well as botanical, flowers, nature, all those good things. And I did another one, which is Snow White. I have 2 Snow Whites here. So I did that one. So I've done a lot of different kinds of things. I'm not done with it yet. As you can see, I'm still working on 2023. But the really cool part about doing this is that you're doing what you like, what you love, you know. And I've done so many of them that I just like, this is something I drew. And I've done so many of them that I just kept going. Now that you kind of see my journal planner, very thick, but it's very, very fun. You don't have to necessarily bring this with you everywhere you go because like you see, it's pretty big. But I'm going to actually show you another method of doing a journal planner. And the reason why I'm showing you this today is because it's another form of art inspiration I do to my, kind of do myself. So the next thing I'm going to kind of show you is how to make your own planner. So many people, they buy a planner and they're like, I don't like this planner. And then they're like, I'm stuck with it. And then someone buys a journal and they don't do anything with it, so they just throw it away. But the thing is, I have a solution for you all. Instead of, buying a planner that you basically, you don't really do anything with it, I have a solution for everyone. It's to make your own. Simple as that. But I had a friend, at my old job, because I just recently moved, and she actually offered to create, she had like templates of Excel sheets where she made a calendar. She made like a huge multi-planner kind of thing. So I asked her, they were all in white, by the way. And I asked her, can I have some of your, can you give me copies of your planner? Blank, sheets. And she said, sure. So now I have blank sheets of all her, basically I took her blank sheets and I made copies from color paper, cardstock color paper. So the first step is to copy all of these. Let me tell you, it was a pain in the butt, but I did. So then what you're going to use is that you can buy nice cardstock from Hobby Lobby, and that's what I've done. And this one's actually kind of like a color scheme theme. Now it's kind of dark, but it's actually going to be really cool when it's all done. So this is kind of the start. This is the first part of the process. The next part is kind of gruesome. But like I said, once you take the time, be patient, and you kind of work it through, let me tell you, it's worth it. You get one of these rings. Now, I'm going to tell you something that I've had to find out myself. So these rings are actually very unique. Now, a lot of people don't understand how to, how to put them together. So what I do is I use a Happy Planner, what's that called? a hole puncher. And you can actually get that online on Hobby Lobby, or you can get it on Amazon or any other store online. And you can get the Happy Planner, what you call hole puncher, and it actually will do the job for you for these right here. And it's actually really cool. The really cool part about this is that you can add as many pages as you want, because as long as you're hole punching the right hole puncher, you can actually fit the pages into these rings. And all you do is that when you do it, so this is the first step, you're going to get the rings, you're going to copy all these, the color scheme that you would like, as long as you get the one kind of planner you like to use. And then from there, you actually going to do is you can use a Happy Planner hole puncher and hole punch all of them. Now to how to install the rings is you take one of your pages. So I'm going to take this one out to kind of show you. So what you're going to do is you're going to simply go like that in. You have to do that for every page you do. It's very tedious and very, very, very gruesome. But when you're all done, it's actually very, very cool. So this is the middle stage, because you're not quite done yet. You still need a cover, and you still need a back cover so that your pages don't get ruined. So what I did is there was an artist who on Redbubble who I printed a poster of, and this is her art. I'm going to show you right now. And this is her art. What I've done is I basically took how you say it? I used a snipping tool to kind of take a screenshot of her art. And because I really loved it, I have a poster of it in my room. And I really liked it, so what I did is I basically wanted to make this part of my planner. And I did. So and by the way, the planners are not for sale, but I'm kind of showing you how you can do this yourself. So I really liked it, but the bad news is that I needed to laminate it. And you can buy your own laminator and do it yourself, but it's time consuming. So I decided to kind of do it at Staples. On Staples, 2 sheets of this is $2 for kind of laminating these. So I'm just going to let you know. So I also made this myself. This I made myself. This actually I made on Canva. And Canva is a really good site to do this. So I basically took Canva and I made my own cover sheet. So this is my 2024 and 2025. Even though we're halfway in the year, and my planner has not been started yet, I can still continue even after 2025 a little bit to finish it off, just like my old planner. And what I've done is I basically get them laminated on Staples, and then from there, after the next stages, I'm going to show you how to do the rest of this. So, but I can kind of tell you how I'm going to end up doing it. So I'm going to take this part right here, and I'm going to hole punch it with the Happy Planner hole puncher. And it's going to go right through as a cover page. And this one's going to go right in the back. So this is kind of my little thing of how to do all of this. Now, if you really want to see how the process works, and you really want to see how you can do this yourself, you're going to give me a shout out in the comments to see if you would like to see me do another video on how to make all of this. And I'm just telling you how, but I can actually show you. So what to look forward in my next video. Now that you know how to kind of go about art inspiration and how to get art inspiration into your art, I'm actually going to kind of tell you what you're going to look forward to next. So my next thing is I'm going to actually show you how to make your own sticker business. Yes, I know the tips and the tricks of how to do it now. And it's been so agonizing, painful to do it myself. And let me tell you, I've gone through TikTok Shop, I've gone through Shopify, I've gone through a lot of different kinds of websites to get to where I am today. I know the tips and tricks of what a good printer is and how to use different things to kind of use the Cricut machine and everything. And I'm going to show you where good things and where some pros and cons of what to do and what not to do for your sticker business. And I'm going to tell you the spiel of how to get your business started in the sticker realm. So with that being said, I am gonna go ahead and let you know that I'm gonna be making that video very soon here. As well as you can look forward to this next, basically this next project I'm gonna be doing is showing you how to make this. If you would like to learn more about my my TikTok live video, I'm gonna be doing it so often from 2 to 5. You can check me out on TikTok, as well as you can also follow me on Instagram, and as well as Pinterest. If you want to follow me, you can follow me there. And also, I'm also going to make a live videos on how things I sell and things that you can buy from me as well, if you'd like to do that. Or follow me on art things that I make myself. Other than that, if you guys have any comments or questions or anything like that, you can go ahead and comment below and subscribe now if you'd like. Other than that, you guys have a lovely day. Thank you for watching my video. Bye, everyone.